Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show. We give you the best advice in business and life. Thank you guys for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. You guys already know I appreciate it. To the new people, welcome. To the old ones, good to see you again. Um, for the new people that's just coming on, because I'm getting about I'm ranging around, I don't know, at least 100 new people a day. So for the new people that's coming on, this is an all-purpose business, life, and finance channel. We talk about everything. I'll cover marriage, divorce, racism, child support. I don't care. I'll help you build a startup. I will do it all because I've been through it all. I do not consider myself to be an expert or a master at any one thing, but I am definitely an apprentice of everything. I will forever be a student of life. I will never sit here and act as if I have mastered any one profession, any one genre. I will forever be a student of life, forever, because there's plenty I still don't know. There's plenty of things that I'm having to learn. I'm starting to realize that more and more on this channel as it grows. Some of the things people reach out to me and talk about, I'm like, man, I don't know what that is. So I got to go back to the drawing board, do my own homework, do my own research, and then come back and talk about it. So anyways, with that being said, guys, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. We do answer questions from the comment section on this channel. You can reach out to me on other platforms, and I do offer hourly coaching. But with that being said, let's tap into it, man. The first order of business today is going to be sobriety. I've said it 1,000 times on this channel. I've said it over and over and over again. You cannot climb the mountain of success under the influence of drugs and alcohol. It's not going to happen. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you think you are. I will run circles around you, and other people around me, just like me, will run circles around you and me. There are people out here that are really hard-hitting people. You need to choose your enemies wisely. And what I mean by that is not go out here and create unnecessary drama for yourself. But if you want a better life, the easiest way to do it is to take the hero's journey and follow the hero's thread. Pick someone that is in a position that you want to be in, do exactly what they did to get there, and then do a little more, double down. You will eventually pass them by. You will eventually beat them. It is not cheating. It's very unlikely that you are going to be an original in 2024, moving forward into the future of 2025 and beyond. It is highly unlikely that you will be original. Everything has almost already been done. The best thing that you can do is find something, bring value to it, and just stick with it. Find something and bring value to it. And that's kind of how money is made, guys. You find something old and you bring it back to life. But you would not be able to accomplish these things under the influence of drugs and alcohol. I have a following of young men, and I need you to really understand. I don't give a shit what these rappers and fake gurus and all these people online are telling you. Tobacco is bad enough. There's no way possible that you will climb the ladder or the mountain of success under the influence of drugs and alcohol. It's just not going to happen. The recovery time's too long. It slows you down. You think you're going to sit around and smoke weed all day and be able to properly execute and function on the things that you need to do to get to the next level? Is not going to happen. You move too slow. You sit stuck watching TV and eating cereal, laughing at dumb shit. It's not going to happen, guys. I do not care what you see on TV. I do not care what you hear in music. That is lies. And the ones that are actively out there using drugs and alcohol, the rappers, the musicians, the actors, they don't last long. Most of them die young. Most of them go broke. They just don't last long. They become one-hit wonders to never be heard from again. They don't last. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking to win over a lifetime. We're looking for longevity. We are looking to win. So for those that are young and you still want to party and do things, and I'm going to give you a rule that I used to live by, and that was freaking Fridays only. Friday night to Saturday night. No drinking on Sundays. No drugs, period. But Friday night to Saturday night, you pretty much have 24 hours to drink alcohol. No alcohol on Sundays. Sundays is used to sober up and get prepared for the next work week. No drinking Monday through Friday, Friday night to Saturday night. No alcohol on Sundays. Sundays are used to sober up, drink water, do what you need to do for yourself, and get prepared for the work week. You will not climb the mountain of success under the influence of drugs and alcohol. I have to harp on that because it seems to be an issue that I'm seeing with people that take my coaching program. I'm seeing a lot of people, heavy weed smokers, and I'm seeing a lot of people that want to drink. And that's great. You want to get your life together and your finances together, but it will not happen under the influence of anything. You need a clear mind. You need to move and operate at a high rate of speed. You're trying to get to the next level, so you cannot stay the same. You cannot do what everybody around you is doing. I tell people all the time, the next level is free. It is free. The next level for you, actually, really like the next 3 levels. If you're at the bottom of the levels 1, 2, 3, if you want to get straight to 4, these levels look like sobriety. They look like physical fitness, and they look like education. And education does not necessarily mean going back to college. Education means going and reading and consuming good quality content. You can consume podcast on YouTube. You can listen to Audible, certain different books, business books, real estate, studying. The next level, most likely when you're at the bottom, is free. It is sobriety. Okay? It is physical fitness, and it is education. You don't have to pay for anything except the books that you buy. The next level is usually always free, guys. And for some of you that's already up there, the next level for you is probably still free as well, because you're probably lacking on physical fitness or education in some department. You might even be lacking on sobriety. You might have made it through no man's land, and then you freaking opened up the canopy. You took a break for a while. You guys heard me tell these stories. You've taken a break for a while. You decided to sit on the porch, drink some beer, and let the world go by. Now you're getting bored, and you're like, man, I need to do something. The next level. Put the beer down, get in shape, start to educate yourself. Sobriety, physical fitness, and education is always the next level. It's free. It is free. I can't stress that enough. Next order of business that I see is professionalism. Learn to conduct yourself in a proper professional manner. Move as if people are, that's what they used to tell us in the Army. Move as if somebody is always watching, because they are. We live in an attention-seeking society. We live in an area, in a world, at a time in the world where everybody has a camera in their hand. If you guys are really trying to go far in life, clean up your social media, clean up your Facebooks, clean up your Instagram, stay off the porn, get off the freaking pornography. There's nothing good on there. And you need to understand those people are paid for that. Okay, so it's highly unlikely that that type of stuff is going to happen to you. You need to stay off those things, because it's just not real. Though, regardless how you view it, those are actors. Okay, lay off of it, guys. It eats away at your brain. Don't worry, I've done it. I've done it 1,000 times over. Trust me, I've looked at that crap. We all have. Everybody has. It eats away though at you. And I think a lot of older men, and women, I'm sure as well, know exactly what I mean, that stuff will start to just, I don't know. I don't even know the proper word for it. Eventually you just feel dirty looking at it. You just get so old. You get old enough to where you're just like, I don't want to see this. You know what I'm saying? Like you just feel dumb for looking at it. I do. I don't know about everybody, but I see this stuff. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to watch this shit. It just, so lay off the porn, guys, for sure. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for you. It's not good for you. Lay off of it. But learn to conduct yourself in a proper professional manner. Clean up the beard. Clean up the hair. Ladies, you do the same. That my channel is predominantly men. My analytics tell me that my channel are men ranging from 22 to 45 years old, from all different walks of life, from all over the country. But I do have women on the channel. From analytics, I have about 8% of women. The other 92 are young to middle-aged men. And so this works for everybody. Clean yourself up. Clean yourself up. You know, you don't have to go out and see professionals, get your hair done and your nails done, but do the best you can for it. Always clean yourself up, hold your head high, walk and conduct yourself in a professional, proper manner. Work on your speech habits. Do not sit back and constantly, you know when it's a time and place to be cussing. You know when it's it just is, guys. You know when you should cuss, when you shouldn't. If you don't know how to talk without cussing, practice. Literally, practice. Practice to talk, to practice to speak without using profanity. If that means you have to slow down and think before you speak, that's literally, I know people say you better think before you speak, or you better think before you talk to me. I know people say that, and they usually say it in a rude, out of anger kind of way, but that is real. Learn to practice thinking before you speak. Give people a solid answer. I don't care how long you got to think. If the question is deep and meaningful and it deserves a meaningful answer, think before you speak. I don't care if you got to sit there 10 minutes. Tell them, hold on, you asked me a legit question. I'm going to give you a legit answer. And think about it. If the person around you can't understand that, then they're not your people. That's not your people at all. You're probably the smartest person in the room, and you need to go find other rooms to be in. I used to be the smartest man in the room until I created this channel. And then the community here, I'm like, I ain't the smartest guy no more. And I love it because now it makes me level up. So I am no longer the smartest man in the room, and I am thankful for that. I love this community. I love this platform. This community means more to me than a lot of things I got going on out here in my real world and my controllable life. It's this platform right here means a lot more to me just because of you guys. That's why I ask that you guys find me on other platforms. That way, if something does happen here, I still have a lot of you over there, or at least the ones that want to be here. I realize that, my following is growing to, 12, 13,000 people and so on. And it's going to keep growing, but there's only active members. There's actively, like everyday hardcore active, it's less than 500. So to those that are very, very in the know and have been with me for a long time, I would really like you to find me on another platform to make sure that we're able to keep up, because ultimately, if something happened, I would hope you're doing well. And I would probably wonder, I would, and it's not a probably, I would wonder about you guys and wonder how you're doing, to the ones that are very active, who I've built relationships with. And to you newcomers, that's not saying we can't build relationships, but conduct yourself in a proper professional manner. Move as if somebody is always watching. That is something else that I'm always seeing in, with the coaching that I'm dealing with the young men. Guys, sobriety and professionalism. If you're trying to get to that next level, it is going to be sobriety, professionalism, physical fitness. Okay, those are things, education. Those are things that are just free, guys. It's character building. It's personal development. It's free. I'm not going to beat on that a lot. That's like I say all the time, that's beating a dead horse. I'm beating it till it walks again, man. I'm not going to beat on that anymore. Next. I like this one. I was asked that, now this pertains to investments, but right now I was asked how to build your credit report. A young man reached out to me and said he just got his first credit card. How can he build his report? How can he build up his credit score? With anybody, please leave anything in the comments below. But he just got his first credit card. He's trying to build his credit score. And he didn't want to make mistakes. He asked me, what should he buy? What shouldn't he buy? So this goes for all of you. How to use your credit card to build your credit, to build a positive credit score. For me personally, I only use my credit card for my day-to-day life, not for junk. I use it for everything that I would have to have paid for anyway. I pay my rent. I pay my lights, I pay my water, I pay my gas. I pay all these things like that on a credit card. It all comes out on my credit card. For one, it does two things. It not only builds my credit, one thing, it protects me. It gives me a second level of protection, because if something happens, it happens to the credit card first and not to my cash. So if you don't understand this, do not do this. But I'm breaking this down so simple. And this is what I told this young man. He had about $350 a month worth of bill. He was only 19, guys, 19 years old. He had about $350 a month worth of bills, and he just got a credit card with a $1,000 limit. I told him, if you really want to build your credit, never max out your credit card because that looks bad. You need to find your report date. What is your report date on the credit card? You can just call the credit card company and say, what is my report date? Your bill needs to be paid by the due date or before that report date. Sometimes they're different. Sometimes your due date is not the report date. So you need to ask them that. What's the due date? What's the report date? Are they the same? Your bill needs to be paid before, guaranteed before the report date, but pay it by the due date, guys. That's best. I told the young man to only pay for the $350 on the credit card because you were going to have to pay that out of your paychecks anyway. And then you pay back the credit card with your work employment, your W-2 cash. I hope I'm making sense. So the credit card funds your life. If you only have a small limit and your credit card is $1,000 a month and you're a young man or woman and your lifestyle is $350 to $500 a month, that's gas, that's your eat out food, that's whatever it was, it runs you $350 to $500 a month. Pay everything, the $350, $500 on your credit card, and then make sure you pay your credit card back off every month before the due date, before the reporting date. Do not max out your credit card because it will 100% lower your score. It will be harder for you to pay off. It will start drawing interest. Do not max it out. You pay your credit card off every month. This is what I do. All my household bills, I don't use my credit card for fast food and things like that. I use it for my bills. Because I have to pay those anyway. All my household bills come out on my credit card, and then I just transfer that money from my job and pay back off my credit card. And that right there keeps my credit constantly moving. It keeps my credit score constantly in flow. Okay, so I'm not just setting stagnant. I'm not setting stagnant on cash. I'm not setting stagnant in credit. Everything looks good. My score is constant flow. You understand? But I don't use my credit card for stupid stuff. I'm not going to go max out my card for Christmas, guys. That's just retarded. I'm not going to go do that. And I know some of you will because you feel obligated to buy these things, and you are not. Guys, you are not. There's going to tell you all the time, there is going to have to be a period of sacrifice. You will have to sacrifice. And that sacrificial period may look like we can't have a nice Christmas this year. Thanksgiving's going to be a little thin this year. As long as you have this plan up here of getting to the next level of where I'm going, then yes, I will bite the bullet and I will sacrifice Christmas 2024 for a healthy, happy, beautiful Christmas in 2025. I will sacrifice that. And then my kids will understand, because as they get older, I will tell them, do you remember that Christmas in 24 when we didn't have anything? And they'll be like, yeah, I remember that. But like, I did that on purpose for us to have something now. You understand? And you explain that to them and they'll remember. They'll be like, okay, I get it. She went into the negative. My mother went into the negative. My daddy went into no man's land. We didn't have nothing that year, but the next year we freaking had it all the way together. Do not max out your credit cards for the holidays. I know some of you are going to do it. I know this is going to go in one ear and out the other, but that right there is how you run your credit. It's how you dig yourself into a negative hole. It's just a no-brainer, guys. I get asked on this channel a lot about investments. Guys, I get asked on this channel a lot about investments. You need to understand cash first. Cash, if you can't understand cash, it's going to be very hard for you to understand how to invest. You need to understand the dollar before you start to invest. Because the way the dollar works is you trade your time in any form. It doesn't matter. In any form, you are going to trade your time, whether it be in labor, whether it be in sales. Doesn't matter, guys. You will trade time for an exchange of currency, for cash. Okay, so there's your first investment right there. That's why I tell people to invest in themselves first. Your first investment is cash. You just traded your time for cash. So you just invested your time into this cash dollar that is being put in your hand. Time never comes back. Time never comes back. That's why I tell you to invest in yourself. Get away from the losers. Get away from the drugs and alcohol. Get away from the people that aren't serious. Invest in yourself, which ultimately is still time, but will bring you more cash. So now my time, instead of being traded for $15 an hour, my time is being invested and traded for $30 or $40 or $50 an hour. You understand? Because I invested in myself. I went into the negative. I went into no man's land. You have to pay me for that. I went into no man's land. Guys, I'm still there. I tell you that all the time. I am still there. It is a lonely journey. It is a lonely process, but I am still there. I went into no man's land years ago. The canopies opened up. I saw the sunshine. I said, I'm going to sit here for a minute. Got real bored. I sat there. It wasn't a few months. I said, fuck this shit. Went back into no man's land because I needed more. It wasn't enough. Well, I got to where I was at. I got real comfortable. You know what came? Child support. Here comes child support. Child support pushed me back into no man's land again. It wasn't enough. I kept moving forward. So you're going to trade your time for currency. Go to no man's land. Enter no man's land and educate yourself. Okay? Develop yourself up here. Personal development, self-education. Develop your mind. That way now the time that we're trading gives me more currency. My time is worth more money. You need to understand cash because that is your first investment and you cannot get your time back. Everybody, as you age, really understands this. You start to realize that I have less runway in front of me. There's more runway behind me than what's in front of me. And everybody starts to understand that as you age. When you're young, you just run through time. We all did it. We all do it. And some people don't, though. Some people are fast tracking, man. They're 21, 22, 25 years old. Stuff like this didn't exist when I was around, guys. So, hats off to you for actually using this. I'm proud when the young people, men and women, contact me. Talked to a young lady the other day, 25 years old, getting it, proud. I would love to see, I hope I can stay in contact with her. I would love to see what 35 looks like for that young lady. It was insane where she was at. Talked to a young man, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. 25 years old, I believe. No, 28 years old. Getting after it. I'm like, my God, like this dude, like he's about to beat me if he stays down. If he stays down until he comes up, this dude's passing me, and probably in the next 24 months. It won't be that hard. It's not that hard for him. Income was high, savings was high. Like dude was on it. Looking at buying franchises, the man was on it. So when I see younger guys getting into this stuff, take advantage of all this because it wasn't around when people my age were coming up. It just was not around. So that is how you properly use your credit card. You use it to pay for your monthly bills, your monthly expenses, and then you pay that back in cash. It builds your credit and it protects you against any theft because the credit card company, that way nothing, your bank account information is not out there. It's all credit card information. It's out there. And it protects you. It protects you. It builds your credit and it protects you against theft because the credit card is not going to allow anybody to steal from them. They're going to monitor that fast and they're going to fix it. And then you still have your cash safe in your bank account. So that's how you properly use a credit card. Do not max it out and know your due dates. Know your report dates. When's your bill due? When's the report date? Find out if they're the same. When it comes to investing, you need to understand cash before you choose to invest in anything else. Cash is your first investment. If you cannot get cash down, if you cannot fully understand what money is transactional. I tell you guys the river method, it's a currency. It has to keep moving. The only thing that should be sitting still and stagnant in your life when it comes to money is your emergency fund. And if you don't have the system up your ass, if you're not on child support and everything else, then by all means, lock your emergency fund into a high yield savings account. But you need to fully understand that your emergency fund is fully exposed to the government when you do that. I don't like that. It's not worth it to me. I would rather my emergency fund just set in cash and whatever. If it gets ate up with inflation, that's fine. But your emergency fund, I mean, $10,000 to $25,000 is, but I mean, that's it. We can talk about that. I've built a solid foundation for myself. My foundation looks like gold, silver, cash, credit cards, credit, everything. I understand what I'm doing and where everything is. I have proper placement. I'm positioned very well. So we can go over my foundation, which would also, I've been asked to cover a prepping video. I built my foundation with a prepper's mindset. So my financial foundation comes from prepping as well. I'm not only prepped in canned goods, MREs, camping gear and firearms and things like that. I am prepped with the mindset of finances as well. So there is that, guys. I hope that helps. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. If there's anything I missed for those that are really developed in this area of credit scores and finance and things of this nature, if there's anything I missed or anything you'd like to add, please leave that in the comments below. I'm not always right. And, running through these things in the morning, sometimes I do miss stuff. So I would love to hear the comments from the group. I would love to hear that. And last but not freaking least, stop looking for people to support you, man. I don't have a script here, guys. I have a Post-it to kind of keep me on track. That's it. If you see me look down, I have a Post-it to keep me on track. That way I know where I want to go with this for you guys. Because anybody from the beginning, I could just ramble. My life's getting real messy. I got books over here. I got everything going on this desk. My life's getting a little messy. But the last order of business, guys, is to stop looking for people to support you. Your friends and family will never support you. Some of you get lucky and you do have that. And to be honest with you, this is why you have that. Some of you get lucky and you have loving parents that support you in everything you do. And the reason that they do that for you is because nobody did it for them. So they know how important it is for you to get support from them in any venture, avenue, however you want to look at it, of your life, because nobody did it for them. So if your mother and father truly, honestly, genuinely support you in everything you do, give them a hug, man, because nobody did that for them, and they're making sure they show up every day and show out for you. It's like that saying, I can't quote it, I can't remember it, but weak men make hard times, hard men make weak times, or whatever it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure somebody knows in the comments below. I can't quote it. It's a kind of long quote. It's I don't know, 4 or 5 sentences long, but yeah, it's something like that. Weak men make hard times, and hard times make strong men, and strong men make weak times, and so on. It's a never-ending cycle of hard and soft. So somebody was hard on your parents with no support, so they support you, and it's very possible that you will be soft on your kids and not give them any support, or however, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It's very confusing up here, but I'm sure you guys understand it. But stop looking for people to support you, man. Stop looking for friends and family to come and save you, because they're not. Most of your parents are still trying to save themselves. Most of your friends can't even save themselves because nobody taught them anything either. So you could sit there and say, hey, man, go check. People have already told me, like, I showed your video to my friends. I showed your videos here and there. You can try to bring people along with you. You can try to drag people into no man's land or up the mountain of success with you. And it's going to weigh you down. It's going to weigh you down. You're going to get tired of pulling and tugging and trying to convince them that this is the way to go. And eventually you're going to have to say goodbye and leave them where they are. Something's going to have to happen to them, just like something had to happen to you to get you to put foot to ass, put your feet to the fire, and move forward. It's just what it's going to have to be. And once you go up that mountain, once you get so far up that mountain of success, you're climbing that ladder, you're climbing that mountain, you've made that journey into no man's land. Once you get so far, 9 times out of 10, I know you got it in your heart to where I'm going to come back and save the community. I'm going to go back and save the hood. I'm going to go back and help everybody out. I'm going to go back and do this and do that. Sure, I hope that you're able to. But 9 times out of 10, when you went on that journey alone with the hopes and intent of coming back to save them, they probably talked so much shit about you throughout the process that you won't want to. That's what happened to me. That's what happens to a lot of people. We all start with good intentions of getting ourselves to the next level and reaching back down and pulling up our friends and family. But they talk so much shit about you because it's already hard to do it alone. And then to know that everybody's bad mouthing you along the way, you're going to probably say, you know what, fuck it. I'm not fooling with you no more. That's what runs relationships. That's what runs friendships, family ships, situationships. That's what runs all of it. You're striving for greatness. You're trying to have a better life. You have a vision, a plan in mind. They can't see it. They don't know it. They don't believe in you. They don't think that you can achieve it. And so you have to let them go because it's dead weight and they're dragging you backwards. And when you finally get there, they will have slandered your name, talked so much shit about you, gotten mad because you were able to buy the new car or rent the new apartment or dress better or live better or eat better. You know, you got yourself in shape. You started, wearing different colognes or perfumes. You started to, clean up your nails and your hair. You just started to move and operate and conduct yourself in a different manner than what they were used to or to what they can afford. And they're not going to like it. And they're going to feel like you owe them something. Happens to everybody. Your old friends from the neighborhood are going to hate you unless you're giving them stuff for free. Your family's not going to like you unless you're buying them things. It happens to everybody. It's like that saying. I remember I heard somebody on social media one time. I don't know who the guy was. He said that I'm tired of when I hit the lottery, everybody around me is going to scream, we hit the lottery, we're rich, we're rich. But then he was like, if I go bankrupt, everybody's going to say, man, that sucks. I'm sorry you're broke. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not going to be there when you're down, but everybody wants to be there when you're up. So you're going to have to get away from them. You're going to have to let them go. There's no other way. I know so many of you are looking for other angles and avenues to be like, hey, I can help them. I can bring them with me. No, you can't. You can't. It's not for them. And if you stay with them, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you got. You're going to have to let them go and say goodbye. Actors, musicians, all these people do it all the time. They were all raised in the projects. They were raised in bad environments. They were raised in, whatever, the country. They were raised wherever. Small towns, big towns. They had a high school. They had friendships. They had people that they cared about and that they loved when they're in their youth, that they wanted to be around. They had cousins that were important to them. They had, little Sarah and Jesse or whoever, little kids that they played with, but they had to say goodbye to get to where they're at. Now, maybe they went back and helped. I've heard stories of some of them doing that. They went back and helped this and helped that. I mean, but it is what it is. Samuel L. Jackson left Chattanooga, Tennessee and said, I'll never go back. But whenever they started having a high murder rates there, he went back, he helped out for a little bit, but then he got the hell out of there. You can't stay there, guys. It's impossible. And you can't hang out with these people anymore if you're really trying to get to the next level. If you want to get sober, you can't hang out with the drunks. If you want to go to the gym and get in shape, you can't hang out with people that don't. You're going to have to find your people. You're going to have to find your community. Right here on this channel, I know that this is not ideal, especially for you younger men and women. I know, and even the older ones, I can't leave you guys out because I feel it too. I know we're all longing for friendship. We're all longing to be a part of something. This, guys, is it. This is this world has turned in to this. It's a good thing, these platforms, because I would have never been able to meet most of you. I would have never been able to have this conversation with most of you. If we didn't have this platform, you guys would have honestly probably never heard of me until after my death, when my books came out and things of that nature. I probably would have had to have passed away to get famous or to get anything. You know, not saying that I'm famous now, but I probably would have had to have passed away to get recognized. That's a better word. But with these platforms, it has allowed somebody like me to step into your life and teach you. So these platforms are a good thing, but they're also very bad. I think they're very detrimental to the health of society, especially with young people, men and women. And I'm sorry that it is that way. I know that each and every one of us are longing. It's such a hard word for me to say this morning. Are longing for personal connection. We are longing for touch, communication, hugs, and feelings. And I know that. We all are. I don't care how freaking tough you are. I don't care how much of a gangster you think you are. I don't care how much of a boss chick you think you are. I don't give a shit. It's impossible for you to walk this planet without wanting to be loved. It's impossible. And with these social media platforms, it makes you feel lonely. And so I hope that you guys take advantage of the community that we're building here. I hope you network with each other. Listen, if you've made it this far in the video, I want to make sure that you fully understand. You thought I was going to say smash that like button, didn't you? I don't ever beg for likes, punk. But I want to know that if you've made it this far in this video, I want you to fully understand. The only thing I want in this community is authenticity. I want realism. I want real people around me. I want real people here. I do not want schemers and scammers. So far, I don't think that there's any here. But you guys are all adults. This is the internet. Make sure you vet and do your own homework. I completely understand that. But if you reach out to people, man, be authentic, be real. Because there's some real business owners in this community. There's some real high net worth individuals. There are people that are just getting there. You have people going from literally, almost homeless to $250,000 to $1 million to, I'm sure there's probably some higher net worths than that in there. So guys, be real, be sincere, because those people walk amongst you already in the chat group. They're already in the comment section. Whenever we go live, they're always there. They enjoy it. They enjoy the content because they know that I may not always be correct on certain financial advice, but with the mindset I'm right with the mindset. I'm right. I feel fine with the financial advice that I give. I completely feel fine. By me sitting there telling you guys to learn cash because that's your first investment is true. Getting to the next level is free. These are just things that people don't want to do. Everybody wants to be rich, but they don't want to do what they got to do to be rich. It's puzzling to me. If you want to be rich and it's going to be business, stocks, or real estate, you're going to have to become a business owner. You're going to have to learn the stock market, and you're going to have to invest in real estate at some point, depending on what level you are playing at. Business, stocks, real estate. Business to make the money, stocks to grow the money, real estate to hold the money. Trifecta. I tell you guys this stuff all the time, business, stocks, and real estate. Other than that, man, I hope you guys have a great freaking day at work. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I kind of enjoyed it. We touched on a lot of different things. We touched on sobriety. We touched on how to properly conduct yourself. We touched on how to build your credit report by using a credit card. We touched on why it's important to invest and learn cash first. Invest your time into cash, which goes into getting cash heavy. And then we talked about your friends and family will not support you on this journey. Go pay off your debt. Go pay off your debt and see how many people support you and laugh at you. Get sober. See how many people support you, laugh at you, how many actually believe in you. The only people that really will are the ones that have done it. The ones that are sober, or the ones that are debt free, or the ones that have started a business, the ones that have really executed on their plans and ideas. Those are your people, man. Those are your people, and they're in the comment section as we speak. You guys have a great freaking day. I'm going to leave it there. I love this channel. I love this community. There's nothing. I can't tell you guys enough. I'm fully aware that there is no me without you. So thank you to each and every one of you. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.